Hi guys, welcome back. In this video, I'd like to take a look at the machine on the Vulnhub, which is Sunset Midnight. The link will be added into the description section below so that you can download and play the machine. Before we go ahead, if you don't mind, please subscribe to my channel and leave a like below. You're greatly appreciated. So without further ado, let's just get started. We can switch over to Linux VM. The first thing would be to discover the IP address of the target, because we have already imported the machine or target into the VirtualBox, which is in the same network as Linux. So now we can use sudo net discover. Maybe I can zoom in the terminal. So as you can see over here, the IP address of target is 195. So what are we going to do next? We need to do the port and surface scanning with a map to save time of the video. I've already completed before. So for now, we just cut out its result. As you can see over here, I used options like scene scan, the version scan, the default script scan, followed by the -p- to do the full range port scan. The last option for all is ON to output the result into this file. Of course, the IP address has been changed a bit from the first time when I did the machine. So from the map scanning, we can tell that the target has 1, 2, 3 open port numbers in total. The first one is 22, which is running SSH service or secure shell service, and also the version information, including exact version number information. Although this version is not the most updated, but I don't think we can find its vulnerability, okay? And the next one is 80, which is running HTTP service. And also, yeah, as you can see over here, didn't follow redirect to this one. So in other words, it's required to append the host name to the host file, okay? And also this web application has, or this site has robots file, which contains one disallowed entry. So from the entry name, we can know that the target is running WordPress application or CMS. And the last one is 3306. This is the port number used by the MyCircle. And so what we are going to do next? I think I suggest you follow my methodology. For example, if MyCircle service is running, and we can check whether the MySQL service has weak credential vulnerability. Okay, so now we can use MySQL client to connect to the target, and the password is root, but we got the error access denied. So I think at this moment we can tell that the target is not vulnerable to the weak credential vulnerabilities. So what do we have to do next? We need to do the immersion with the web application running on the port number 80, and both manually and automatically. Let's fire up our browser to do the manual immersion first, and we can put the IP address of the target into the address bar. And as you can see, we are having trouble finding that site. So again, I think from the map, from the map process, we have already know that we need to append or add this entry to the host file. Okay, and we can copy this host name and paste in the notebook. So host name. And now we can use command line or use like Vim and Nano editor alternatively to append this entry to the host file. Okay, and paste the host name, and we can tunnel to T with A option to append hosts. It's done. So now if we go back to browser and refresh the page, now this time we can get the page back from the target. And you know, this is a very default or standard WordPress content. And we can scroll down here again, confirm our early discovery. This site is running WordPress CMS, and there's some links, but I think just some default information or content like hello world. Okay, contact, and we can go back to home, and we need to view its page source. Sometimes we can retrieve something important from the source code, and we can scroll down. But in this case, nothing we can get from this source code. All right, which is fine. Next, we can use Nicto to do the automatic enumeration. And as you can see over here, the Nicto can give us information about the web application, like version information, the header information, also logbox file, and also some other information. But none of them is very useful from the perspective of penetration. Okay, this might be interesting. Home directory. And we can access this home directory. Oh, sorry, this is not right. So we can home. This is just home page of this site. Next, we can stop or interrupt the Nicto. Next, we can do the directory enumeration with the GoBuster. We can use the U option to specify the URL, and the sunset midnight. And we can use option of W to specify the word list. If you have already followed my channel, you know that I always use this word list to begin with. Okay, and debuster, directory, medium. And also we can use the normal X to specify the extensions option. For example, like HTML, back, and text, and then PHP. Press enter. Although GoBuster can help us discover some directories or files, but all of them belong to the default WordPress installation, like WordPress content directory, home, a domain, login page. It's not valuable at all. Okay, to save time of the video, I'd like to quit from this GoBuster. So I think we have already done almost everything what we can. We have already done the port and the service scanning, and also we have tried the weak credentials for the MySQL service, and also we have already done the directory enumeration. But right now we didn't get very important information. However, I think besides one point, we have already know that the target is running WordPress CMS. So next we need to do the particular WordPress enumeration. The utility I'd like to use, as always, would be WP scan, and we can specify the URL. HTTP sunset midnight. Okay. Of course, we need to use the host name rather than IP address. Otherwise, you will get error. Okay, and we can use the E option, which stands for enumeration. We want to enumerate out the username and the plugins. P means plugins. Of course, here the plugin doesn't do the comprehensive scanning. Okay, if you want to get the more complete or more comprehensive result in terms of plugin, we can use other options, which will be covered later. So now we can press enter to start the WordPress enumeration. All right, it's done. And this command or this utility has successfully identified the user name admin. So next we can use the same utility to crack, and we can use locq with the list. Locq, press enter. And now, as you can see, it's performing password attack on the WordPress application. But I'd like to tell you, even when I did the machine the first time, I waited for about 15 minutes, but I failed to retrieve the password. Again, to save time of this video, I will not wait. I'd like to interrupt it here. Okay, so next, we need to know whether, although just now we have already, beside the username identification, also has already identified this plugin, and we can copy, and we can use Google to make some research, right? And even the lumber versus lumber. However, I cannot find the exploit with respect to this version. Okay, so of course, if you think that the no vulnerable plugins on the target, you will be wrong. In some other case, we need to take another option to make more comprehensive scan to scan the plugins. Okay, and of course, I cannot remember very clearly, so I'd like to use the help option to get this option name. Okay, and we can mix. So this command will do this option, this argument will do both aggressive scanning and passive scanning in terms of the plugins. You can press enter. And this will take a while. And of course, I think we cannot find any other plugins except besides this one. We have already checked with Google, no exploit for this version. So I'd like to interrupt this command. So I think now I can say we have already done almost everything with the WordPress application. For example, I try to identify the username which works or which is successful, and also I try to crack the password. Of course, in some cases we need to create our own word list. The reason why I didn't do this, because as you know, this target site or the web application doesn't have any specific content, only some general content of the WordPress. Okay, so this is the reason why even I didn't try to create the password dictionary with Q. Okay, and also I try to scan or make a comprehensive scanning to find the plugins. Although we can find one plugin which is not vulnerable, I mean, which version is not vulnerable. Okay, so how to do? I think we are stuck here, right? We have already done, yeah, all what we can do, right? So I think it's time to go back to the MySQL service. Although just now we have already tried the weak credential. However, we can now, this time we can use Hydra to make more try or more attack. And so we can use Hydra and with normal L to specify the username. And the username is root for the MySQL database. And also use the uppercase P to specify the password dictionary. And of course, I will use the locale word list, and we need to specify the service type and the target. And we can use the domain name or host name, or we can use the IP address, which doesn't matter. Press enter. Yeah, very quick. We can get the valid combinations of username and password. We can copy and paste on our notebook. So MySQL creates. And now we can log in to the MySQL robot. Oh, sorry, we are now within the MySQL database. So the first command is show databases. And the full database, but the first three are default databases of MySQL. Normally, we do not need to pay attention to them. Okay, so we can use the last one, WordPress DB, and we can show tables. So how many tables are in this database? So the last table is what we are interested in, because this table, users table, contains credentials. So we can use the select asterisk. This means all. I mean, I want to retrieve all data from this database. So from this table, sorry, my bad, users, and only one entry in this table. So I think this should be the password. Of course, this password is encrypted. I think we do not need to crack it because we have root access to this database. Maybe we can create or change the password, and by command the update, okay, update this entry. Before we do that, before we do the updating, we need to create the password, and we can, maybe I zoom in the terminal, so we can use the echo, or we can use the option of the N, means doesn't output the training line, and we want to use this very simple password and tunnel to MD5 sum. This is the password, encrypted password or hash value. So now we can use update. We want to update the table. Which table? The users table, users. And we want to set the user pass to new one. Okay, because we know its clear text. Its clear text is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and where, maybe we can use where user login is equal to admin, but we can use ID. This would be easier, right? No problem. So now we can. Now I think we can log in to the WordPress administrators panel or portal. Okay. Press enter, and the username is admin, and the next is the password 123456, and click login. It does work. Remind me later. So we have already got access to the WordPress, portal with the admin privilege. So I think now we know what can we do next. The objective here is to upload the web shell to the target, and there will be different ways. I've already made the video right on this. If you want, you can check it out by yourself. Okay. So the first way, or the easiest way, in my view, is go to the appearance and the sim editor, and we can select the 404 template, and we can remove original code of this template. And the next, I've already got the PHP reverse shell file ready, which you can get it from the website like Pentest Monkey website. So now we can cut out this shell.php file, and we can copy the entire code of this file, and then we can paste or put in here and click update file. However, we got the error, unable to communicate back with the site to check for fatal errors. So this way cannot work. And the second way I always try is to use Metasploit, because Metasploit has one module which can help us to get the initial shell. Okay, so how to do? We can launch our Metasploit console. All right, it's loaded. Now we can search, because search command is so powerful. In most cases, we need to rely on this command. Okay, and followed by the keyword like this one, because I only remember this part. So then we can copy this path, the module path, or you can use the index number. But for me, I always prefer to copy the path or the name. Okay, and we do not need to change the payload. We just leave as it is, and then we can show options to see which sort of options are required to configure. The first, for example, we need to set localhost to our Kali Linux, and also we can set the local port number to 555. Okay, and also we can set the remote host to target sunset midnight. Set the port number, we do not need to change, and we can set the username to admin, and also the password what we reset it earlier, 1 2 3 4 5 6. So now we can run it or exploit. It does work. We can, as you can see, the Metapret session 1 opened, and we can run command to shell to get the command shell session. All right, and we need to spawn the more interactive shell. So Python 2 is there. Import pty spawn. And now we can go to home directory to start our local immersion to make a lateral movement, right? Only one normal user, Joe's. And at this moment, we do not have permission to read or retrieve the user flag. And there is one local directory, share, permission denied. So next, we can do more local enumeration. For example, we can go to the OPT directory, nothing there, var directory. First of all, I need to check the backups directory, nothing there, and go to the www directory, HTML, and WordPress. Of course, I think for the WordPress application, we should check the configuration file, right? We can cut out this configuration file, and we can scroll up. We can get the database collection credential, the username and password, right? And we can copy and paste in my notebook. So, although this credential is used by or used for the database collection, however, there is one common vulnerability. We can call it the password reuse. Okay, so how to do, because we know this target or this machine has JAWS user, so we can switch to user JAWS and we can paste the password. It does work, right? Wonderful. Now we can get the user flag without problem. So next we need to do more local enumeration because we want to elevate our privilege. But I think this version, it will be very difficult to find the local exploit. I mean the kernel exploit. Okay, if you want, you can try by yourself. So I think now we can upload the shell script to the automatic enumeration. To be honest, we need to combine both ways. I mean the manual way and automatic way. I've already got this script ready on the Linux. I mean in the current directory. So next we need to set up web server to upload this file or this script. So now we can use wget nimpiers shell script. So collection refused. Wonderful. Oh, sorry, I need to use the IP address of the Linux rather than the target. Okay, so we can wget I made this same mistake. Impairs, no problem. And to run it, we need to change its mode. And then we can run it. Very often, manually enumerating information will ignore or miss some important information. So we need to take advantage of this script to do the automatic enumeration. And we can scroll up. Capabilities. Some binaries has some capabilities which allow us to elevate a privilege. SUID. I think you can notice this one highlighted in red color. So status, this is unknown SUID binary, and we can check out its permission again, status. And maybe we can run it, status. So the service not found. So we can, the status of the SSH server print out. And the next, we can use strings to read or retrieve the readable character or information of this binary. And to do that, of course, we need to check whether the strings utility is available on the target or not. It's there, strings. It's done, and we can scroll up. So as you can see over here, status And this status command will run this command service and to get the status of SSH. Unfortunately, this service command is not in the form of absolute pass. So I think we can make use of this misconfiguration to elevate a privilege. So let me show you in action. We can create our own service command, bin bash, and echo bin bash, and we can write into the service, and we can change the mode or make it executable. And also afterwards we need to change the environmental variable path. So export command path, and we need to prepend the the current or the directory where our own service command lives. Okay, no problem. Now we can run this status again. As you can see, we have already switched our shell to the root user. Then we can navigate to root directory to retrieve the root flag. So the command, interesting. Why the AS? Oh, sorry, I think I made a mistake. I think I'd like to exit here, and we can export. So how to do? This should be capital. If we echo, this is the issue because my mistake. This variable should be capital or uppercase. So anyway, I think we have already been successful. We can retrieve the root flag if you specify this variable properly or correctly. Okay, I do not want to repeat this process again. I think you have already got my idea. All right, so that's all I'd like to do in this video. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye. Have a nice day.